the link. Let me hurry. Hi everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I had a good time yesterday. I don't want to say fun because people were talking about very dark things, but I think it was a good time in a way. And so I thought, you know what? It had been a while anyways, and why not do it again? I will see how long it goes. Yesterday ended pretty strangely, but it's okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, Kaylin's booing. She said, boo. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you talking. Hi, first-time chatters. Welcome. Today is going to be, if you have not been here before, it seems like a lot of you haven't been, we might talk about some pretty deep stuff. On the Not Gonna Lie, you can, say things that are going on, and I will say, I don't know. But I will see. Some people like my advice, so I like to do these streams every so often. But hi, everybody. I will give it a moment. Can you guys hear my lo-fi? I have it on my TV in here, so I don't know. The link is missing my name? That matters. Hold up. Sorry. Oh. That's so strange. When I just downloaded it straight from the freaking app. Oh. Nope, wrong message. Okay. My hair is not green. My camera just likes to think that everything is green. So, that is... Hi, everybody. Hi, Jade. Hi, Kim. You're doing psychology? I am going to when I go to college. I graduate soon. I'm tired, guys. I got my blood drawn today. You can see the bruise. It was so awful. I hate it, but it's okay. How do I have the frame? I made it. Yep. Okay. Let me get closer up here. Let me start reading. Guys, you're not supposed to ask me questions. Hi, Nuri. Oh, these seem like old, so I'm not gonna... Because they might not be here right now. I'm not getting any questions. What do you say? Well, hopefully people who want... I don't know. Yesterday, people were saying all sorts of stuff. Quinn, do people need that much attention? They literally have to ask if it's AI? I don't know. You broke your toe? I'm sorry, that sucks. Okay. It was not my birthday today. How do you approach your partner to tell them they aren't doing enough? I think it really depends because I've always been a very straightforward communicator, and so I think in general it's very easy for me to go to my past partners while I was with them, because Kaylin is never not doing enough. Kaylin's the best. But to be like, hey, I need more of this, I need whatever. But hopefully you have an open relationship with this person where you can be like, hey, I feel like you're not doing this enough, or you're not, just because communication is such a good thing, because either way it's a win-win. You know what I mean? Because if you want, say I want something silly, like I need my partner to feed me an apple every day. That is my need. I could tell Kaylin, hey, babe, I really need you to feed me an apple every day. And she could be like, you're crazy, I'm not doing that. And then I'm not being with someone who won't feed me an apple every day, and she's not with someone who's unsatisfied by not being fed an apple every day, and it's a win-win. So always communicate, because if you're on the same page, that's what matters. And if you're not on the same page, that's an issue. No. Why is there a DoorDash ad in the app? Guys, please don't ask me questions like my favorite song and stuff like that. I appreciate it, but... My mom and dad just got a divorce, and people are calling my mom and saying my dad is going insane. And every time I talk to my dad, it ends up in yelling. What do I do? I'm not sure. I would contact an adult in your life, because I'm not in your situation, and so I don't really like... If your parent is yelling at you in general, that's probably a bad sign. It's probably a bad sign. And so I would talk to an adult, whether that's someone you trust at school, like a teacher or a counselor, or someone in your life, or your mom, just so that they can provide guidance, because they'll know more about your situation. Thank you for the sub, Allie. I saw it, but I didn't want to, like, stop the very serious moment to thank you, but thank you so much. In my school, people are spreading rumors about me and my stepbrother, that we, oh no, do inappropriate things together. I went to the school counselor, and they did nothing. They said, well, it's not true, and that's it. Man, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to... Like, I don't know... I feel like I would need more information, like, who's starting the rumors, because that's bullying. And, like, if you know who started it, that's something your counselor should care about, because, like, that is bullying if it's not true. I mean, either way, if people are, like, talking about your life, like, that's weird. And it's inappropriate. So, I don't know. That's hard. Talk to your stepbrother about it, for sure. Talk to whoever's spreading the rumors. I know, I got bullied, but it was not really in the rumor sense. It was just, like, slurs. You know? So, but I've been cyberbullied with rumors, and for me, a lot of that just had to be going offline and not giving them attention, like, disproving it and moving on. But I know it's complicated in real life. But if the adults in your life aren't doing enough, that sucks, and I'm sorry, and they should be doing more. That's also, I don't know, is that defamation? I feel like that's defamation. I'm sorry, though. I'm sorry that's happening. I would just keep harassing your counselor until they do something, honestly. Like, man, I'm sorry. My friends bully me for SH. What do I do? Get new friends. I know that's easier said than done, but I got bullied by my friends. They would call me the R slur all the time. And among other things, they were just not nice to me. And I decided that I felt more lonely being around people who were awful to me than being alone. And I was talking about this last night because someone had a similar, I don't even remember. They were having a similar situation, I think. And you are opening a new door. You have to close a door to open a new one. I don't remember the saying. I didn't last night either. But if you are sitting alone, that gives you the chance to go to someone else who's sitting alone too and be like, "Hey, I'm sitting alone. Do you want to sit together?" You know what I mean? So you are opening yourself up to better opportunities if you get rid of the shitty ones who are making fun of you and making you feel worse, you know? Man. I feel like my mom tries to annoy me. She constantly complains to me about everything and gets mad at me for the smallest things. She also talks to me like I don't know English, and when I ask her to stop, she gets pissed and yelled at me. She hasn't done worse than yelling at me, but she raised her hand. I'm sorry. I just know that, like, that isn't you. Biologically, moms or parents in general, but especially moms, because of the, like, they were literally, you grew in her mom. I mean, in your mom. Sorry. But because of that, mothers' brains are wired biologically to love and protect their child. And there are some people who have kids when they are not supposed to. And so if your parents are abusive, verbally, mentally, physically, whatever, that is something wrong with them 100% of the time. Because my mom is great. I could I don't even know. I could kill someone and she would still love me because that's how it works. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, should she still support me? Probably not. But I feel like she'd kill for me. And that's what you're, like, if it just isn't your fault. Ever. And you're not going to live under her roof forever. And I wish I could say, call help, like CPS or something like that. But I know that that's not actually helpful. I wish there was a program that you could call that was. I don't know. I think there are probably hotlines and communities out there who can relate to you better. The best I can say, the best advice I can give is you don't deserve it. You're not a bad kid. She's a bad mom. Thank you for the sub, GMV8. 11 months. That is a long time. Thank you so much. Had an MRI yesterday. The doctor didn't inspect the area I said to, but rather roughly poked it and told my mom I was attention seeking. What? The MRI went through, but since there was no contrast inputted into me, nothing new came up. Any ideas on how to deal with this? I don't know. Healthcare is so expensive, so I know that, Can you ban that person? Sorry. It's expensive, and so I can't just be like, keep bothering them, keep at it. Especially if your family doesn't believe you. But, man, I'm sorry. You guys are coming with real hard questions. Keep doing it. But, man, I'm, like, so speechless. It's just, like, a horrible thing, and I'm like, oh, no, that's awful. I'm sorry. I hear you, and you're valid, and I know I feel attention-seeking every time I go to the doctor. Like, I'll be crippling over in pain and still like, I need this. It was so sad. When I was growing up, whenever I was sick, I was like, I need it to be actually something awful, or I just wasted my parents' money and they'll be mad. And it sucks, and I'm sorry. I really am. But I don't know. I don't know. And I'm sorry. I don't know how old you are. I assume young because you're with your mom. But when you're older, you can try to switch hospitals, try a different ER or whatever. Like if you go to an ER, it won't be the same. I don't know. I don't know very much about the like medical whatever. So I can't really tell you. I can just be like, we support you. This is someone giving advice, I think. Same thing with my parents, but they are not divorced yet. My dad yells at me often, sometimes for 2 to 3 hours nonstop. Just learn to not listen to his bullshit. It's hard, but I believe in all the kids who have the same problem can learn it. That's so sweet. I appreciate that you guys are like saying nice things to you. You can say it in the chat, you can say it in here. There's so many that I might not see it and be able to read it aloud, but I appreciate that. For everybody who is having a family member who is going through medical issues right now, a lot of people are like, oh, my family member was diagnosed with this, or is going through this, and there's no advice. Sorry, I'm like eating while I talk, but I can't give advice, I can only give support. So in general, you guys, I love you. I hope you're okay. And that's awful, but you're gonna be okay. Oh my god, I just choked. Thank you so much, Emily, for the sub. Thank you. I keep missing school and shit. Been a few years now. I don't know how to fix it. I'm just so scared that everyone hates me. I switched schools because of this. I was so anxious every day, because I was getting bullied anyways, that I would get, like, sick. Like, I could not move. I was so sick because of it. And because I was so anxious. It was, like, causing bodily issues. And so I missed so much school, and my GPA tanked. You're gonna be okay. I think if you're... Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to word this. The people who hate you are who you wouldn't get along with anyways. So just be yourself, and if people don't like it, then you probably don't like them either. You know? That's the best advice I can give. 'Cause, like, I was bullied too, and it sucked, and it feels pretty inescapable, and for a lot of it is. But you will be okay, and you're loved, and I don't know, just be yourself. I know that sounds like so corny, but I tried. I was so socially anxious and shy and everything. And I decided my freshman year that I was just going to be my sister, in a way. Because my sister's so outgoing and so loud and so in your face. And so I decided, you know what? I'm just going to do that. And I joined theater. And I went on stage. I couldn't sing without crying for my whole life. And then I did. And I cried through it. I sang and I cried in front of a whole class. But I did it. And so, like, just, I'm not a theater kid. I did it because I needed to push myself. But just kind of throw yourself at it. Because you can't really control, you can control how you act, but you can't control how people perceive it. You know? Be kind. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If you like someone's hair, hey, I like your hair. If you like someone's makeup, hey, I like your makeup. Be yourself. Be open. Say what you feel. Be kind. Spread happiness. And if people don't like that, then that's their own problem. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard. A lot of the time, I just feel upset until the bullying stops or dies down. Like, I'm in dance, and a lot of people in my class were so cruel to me. And so I still get anxious every day because they don't they don't say anything anymore because they got in trouble. But I still get so terrified every day. But it's okay. But I get it. Like, I missed so much school just because I was so scared. And I would come up with so many reasons to not go because I was like, it sucks and I'm sorry. For anyone struggling with school, I had the same thing. I could barely get in and miss so much. Wow, this is a perfect... Okay. I worried I was going to fall behind, but I became homeschooled and learned more of what suited me best for my future, but it's different for everyone, and everyone has different ways to feel better. That is very interesting. That is good advice. Oh, I also... Shit, I think I missed a sub. Let me scroll back up. 31 CI_Musa. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. School teachers don't do anything about bullying. It really depends. I've been lucky enough to go to schools in California where teachers are a lot more interpersonal and kind and whatever. Not all, but I'm sure there's a lot more. So I'm fortunate in that way. And I'm sorry if you don't have those opportunities. How can you move on from a very painful relationship? We haven't been together for almost 7 years now, and I still haven't healed from it. Any advice? Man, gosh, 7 years ago, I was like 11. So that would be insane. That would be a long relationship. I assume you're older, than me, but I guess I've never been there. I know how to cope immediately. Whenever I got in a breakup, if you're a returning viewer, you already know this, but I swim because of the facial feedback in psychology, where like if you frown or if you're crying, it makes you even more sad. So if you're swimming, you can't even know you're crying. You can't even feel the tears. And you're exerting energy, which gives you dopamine. But if you're still stuck on that relationship, fuck, I don't know. Imagine them shitting themselves. I don't know. I mean, I'd say reach out and get it off your chest, maybe. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, but, like, reach out and say, hey, I'm not looking to get back together. I just needed to get this off my chest, so I stopped thinking about it. I don't know. Kaylin said, imagine them posting a diss track about you online and it gets two likes and they're old accounts. Man. Don't look at their social medias. So either contact them and get it off your chest and then never contact them. Like, unfollow them everywhere. Don't ever check back in on them. God, 7 years. I can't even imagine. Therapy. That's a good one. Maybe Layla will have some good advice on that. Because I don't know where to start. I support you. You got this. But I don't know. 7 years. I wonder how long your relationship was. That's a long time. I don't know. Good luck. How do I break away from a heartbreaking thing that is being spread through my school? I'm confused. I think that's a little vague. Yeah, 7 years. She is so... Oh, wait. Yeah, 7 years is so long. Me and my boyfriend are in almost 3-year relationship. I thought you were the chatter when I first read it. I was like, oh, you're explaining. But no. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm so sorry. My crush is my friend. We like to joke about dating. And she holds my hand. What do I do? Because once she even let me rest my hand on her knee. You ask her out. Go? Okay. This is what you do. Hey, I'm really interested with you. I'm really interested with you. Do you want to go out for coffee sometime? Do you want to go out for baked goods? I don't know. And then you go and you figure it out and you go on a date and you see what that's like. Ask them out on a date. And if it goes well, ask them out on another one. And if it goes well, give them a kiss. And if it goes well, say, hey, are you interested in being my girlfriend? Or my boyfriend? Yeah, I think it's she. My girlfriend. That's what you do. But don't go from that of like, we're flirting a little bit, to, do you want to be my girlfriend? That happened. Oh my God, that fucking happened to me one time. There was this guy. I wasn't even interested in him. I knew that he was probably interested in me. But we sat on a bus together because we were becoming friends. I didn't really have friends. And we were becoming friends. And he went, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, can we go on a date first? And he was like, ugh. And he felt rejected. He felt so rejected by that. I didn't even say no. I just said, can we go on a date first? That he ghosted me for 2 years. And then he came back and it was not good. It was not good. But longtime viewers would remember if I explained. But I don't know. This is an interesting one. I don't know if I've ever gotten a message like this. This sounds so silly, but I'm actually so insecure about my feet. It's not the looks, but the size. I'm only 165 centimeters tall, and I have a shoe size 41. I think in the US that's 10. If that isn't bad enough, I'm a girl. I don't think that's a huge big deal. Am I crazy for that? Is chat working? For some reason, no. Is no one chatting? It just hasn't moved in a sec. Ooh. Did it crash? It's not moving on my screen. I should check my phone. Did I just break my keyboard? I will get back to that in a sec. Oh, okay. Aha! Now it loaded. Hi, everybody. Oh, okay. Ah! Aha! Now it loaded. I could hear my own voice. I hate that. My lord. Here, wait. Let me read that. I need to fix my keyboard. Everyone say thank you, Kaylin, for texting me. There. Kaylin has hers on Fridays. I have mine whenever I feel like it. Anyways. I don't think that's that's abnormal. I mean, maybe maybe it is, but like, not is in like a bad. What I meant to say, maybe you're not the average, but I don't think it matters. See, look at that person just said they're the same size, but they're 4 centimeters shorter. I don't want to say my size because there are people with bad intentions who ask me, and I don't want that information out there. But I'm sure you're okay. Also, like, when would that... Okay. One of the bigger things that helped me with my insecurities is I thought about it, and I was like, if I was dating someone and they had this, would that change anything for me? No. Kaylin has the tiniest little feet in the entire world. She has tiny little feet. They're so small. But I don't care. I just think she's cute. She's very short, so I'm being mean for no reason. But yes, Steven. Mm-hmm. Lady. How do you make friends? I probably shouldn't have said your name, I'm sorry. But, Kaylin, don't post your feet. I am bad at making friends, I think. I kind of stay in my sister's shadow, and she makes the friends, and I tag along until I'm really close with them. But that's post-bullying got bad. Before the bullying got bad, when I was more confident, I literally just went up to people and I was like, hi, what's your name? What do you like to do? Yada, yada, yada. And I would just talk to people. I just would go for it. Because what are they going to do? You know what I mean? Like, if someone came up to you like that, would you be upset? Assume that everyone... No, don't assume that everyone's like you. But, I don't know. I have a really hard time with it. I do. So, maybe someone in chat is really good at making friends. I don't know. Then they cuss you out. I don't know who would do... If they're going to cuss you out for that, then you don't want to be their friend anyways. Be yourself and meet people, and you will be friends with people if they like you, because you'll like them too. Probably. I don't know. I feel like I look so much younger without my makeup on. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you for the subs. Thank you so much. Back again. It's okay. Whenever Kaylin sells her feet, she gives me half. Or, not gives me half, but she buys me food. So, it's okay. I don't care. If I'm not interested in her toes. Other people can have that. I want food. So that's fine. Okay. I will lock in. Don't mind my English. I don't care. It's okay. I've gotten some crazy, poorly spelled things on here. It's okay. I try to make it out. I'll figure it out. It's all good. I was showing my mom a new shirt I got. It has a little V-cut. Her boyfriend sat beside her and looked at me too before my mom said, "He looks at yours but not mine." She meant by that my chest. Since she said that, I feel disgusting and uncomfortable in my own home. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. That's awful. Like, that's... I am so sure she was joking. I mean, I guess I don't know. But I can't imagine what the context would have to be for her to mean something like that. Or be okay with, you know what I mean? I hope you have a relationship with her where you can talk to her about it and be like, "Hey, this made me uncomfortable. Can you clear this up?" You know? So that she can be like, "Oh no, I didn't mean it at all." Like, you know, that kind of thing. Otherwise, like, I'm just sorry. And if you bought your own shirt, then I assume you are getting close to the age where you can be on your own and you don't have to be around them anymore if she wasn't, if she doesn't clear things up. You know what I mean? I always feel cringed out whenever I show any type of emotion, and it makes it so hard to talk to therapists and stuff. I feel like I'm unable to allow myself to feel anything. I get that. I think it honestly takes surrounding yourself with people who are emotionally expressive and who won't judge you, and also pushing through it. Like, embrace the cringe. You know what I mean? Maybe be intentionally cringy to get it out of your system or something. I'm totally awkward in therapy. I, like, correct myself and talk to myself like a crazy person. I'm very insecure and worried because I don't know why you feel like it's cringy. For everyone it's different. For me, I think it's like when I was little, my mom, this is just an example, but I would cry, and my mom, I would glance in the mirror while I was crying because I was very interested in, like, emotions and visual, like, I was just a very curious person. And so I looked because I thought it was interesting. And she was like, "You always look at yourself in the mirror when you cry. You're just are you just, like, doing it so you can look at yourself?" And I was like, so that is just an example. That's a shitty example, but whenever I cry, I'm very nervous, like, "Oh, am I doing this performatively?" And so I get very insecure about it. But honestly, two options. Oh, wait, I'm just going to read this because this seems very helpful. FYI, as a therapist in training, therapists see and go through all kinds of clients. They don't ever judge, and we are trained not to. Almost every therapist is there to help you through your help, cringe, or awkwardness as part of it. Be yourself and don't wear a mask, or do whatever you feel like doing. Therapy should be your time. I agree. I had a therapist one time who encouraged me and let me get into cosplay or draw or do whatever I wanted while we were talking. I miss her so much. She was my therapist for so long. But insurance, guys. But she was great. But no, I mean, I get nervous too when I talk to my therapist, but it just takes time. I've had a million therapists, and so, like, yeah, it just takes time. Also, you're paying them to be there if they're your therapist. So, who cares, you know? Like, they're getting paid to be there. I don't think they care. But yeah. I suck at communication. I used to be in a relationship that was full on lies from my partner and made me feel like I didn't matter at all. Now I'm scared to open up to someone and normally push people away that want to get close to me. What can I do? I would say don't get into a relationship right now until you get back on your feet, because that's not fair to the other person and it's no one's job to teach you. But I think it just takes time. I come from a little bit of a hypocritical perspective because I was abused before I got with Kaylin, and I was still, she was really healing to me as a friend and then later as a partner when it came to everything. And so there, to an extent, there are people who can aid in your learning, but it is no one's job to. And so I don't want to, like, I advise against it. But what? Let me read again so I can log back in. If you are scared to open up to someone, I would say this sounds insane. What I do is I'm already too TMI, where, like, start with farting. Start with talking about poop and farts and whatever. And get comfortable. This sounds crazy and it might not work for you. But if you are comfortable talking about embarrassing shit like that, then I think it'll be more comfortable to talk about actual things. You know what I mean? I don't know. It really depends on the person. It really depends on the person. It just takes time and building it with other people and being an open book. That's what I mean. It's like, if you are an open book, it's easier to be an open book. I don't know. Like, start with the small, inconsequential things. The silly things. I don't know. I'm sorry that happened. It takes time. I still have shit that I'm working through. But why would you talk about poop, though? 'Cause it's funny. Duh. I genuinely hold my friends' hands under the stall as I pee. Or when I'm pooping. Or, like, stay on the phone with them. Which sounds insane. Also, if you take time to ask and care, please don't make comments like that joking about trauma, because I know that you are making a joke, but there are people who could be experiencing loss right now, and you saying things like that can be really painful for them. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying now. Oh, if you are inquisitive about other people, you will realize how not alone you are. That's not said very well, but how alone you aren't. I don't know. Ask about other people. In my opinion, it'll make you more comfortable being open about yourself. You know? I don't know. My advice is sometimes baller and sometimes very much not. I'm sorry. I'm scared of everything. I mean, like, if I'm in my room and just playing video games, it feels like everyone sees me. Or if I talk to myself in my head, it feels like everyone hears what I'm thinking about. Or if I'm going to the gym, it feels like everyone is seeing me and filming me. I don't know why. Paranoia. Also, I assume based on your typing that you're young. I could be totally wrong, but if you are at a stage of development that is, and don't take this wrong, that is very narcissistic. I'm not saying you're narcissistic or you are a narcissist. It's just very, you are at a stage of development that is very self-centered, but not in a bad way, in a very neutral way of like, you see from your perspective and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like you don't understand empathy or socialization or like any of that yet in the same way. And so I think to an extent, at least from my life, that is pretty normal of like, oh, everyone's watching me. Everyone cares that I have a, I don't know, period stain on my butt. You know? But if you take a moment and realize how little you pay attention to other people, you'll realize how little people pay attention to you. Now, that may be worrying to you, because for me, I am always watching everyone around me. Like, constantly. But the more secure in myself I've gotten, the more I realize that if you are judging other people, you are judging yourself too. And so part of it could be that you are overly aware of other people too. So just like try to think about, oh, do I remember an embarrassing thing someone did yesterday? Like, you know what I mean? I definitely feel it. I get up in class a lot to blow my nose or to do things or whatever. Like, I move around. And a lot of me is like, does everyone do that or am I just weird? Like, and I have no idea. Because I feel like I see when people move and when people get up, but I have no idea. But I also don't care. I don't know. It'll take time. And pay attention to other people. And you will realize how little. Okay. Vsauce said this really well once. I need to remember what he said. I have no idea. But it was like, when you realize how little you think about other people, you'll realize how little they think about you. Have Sonder. Every time I look at a car on the street, or every time I'm looking over a ton of houses, I'm like, wow, there's someone there. There's, with their own life, with their own inner circle, with their own job, and specific shit they deal with. Like, think about that, and stop thinking about yourself. You know what I mean? I'm 23 and I've never been in a romantic relationship. I feel that at this point of I choked on air. I feel that at this point of my life, I'm just ugly and nobody will ever want me. I'm terrified that I'll never find the one. You are so young. And I say that as someone who is younger. Your brain isn't even developed yet. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but if you are a woman, your brain isn't fully developed until you're like 25 to 30. And if you're a man, it's like 30 to plus. So your brain isn't even done baking. Like, don't worry about it. And also, like, I don't think it... I don't know. Should I look up the average married age? My parents met when they were in their 30s. So, you still have time. You don't know. I don't know. But it also, like, depends on where you're going, where you're hanging out, where you meet people. 23, I think you're out of college. Maybe? I think so. So that could be hard. But you can go to bars, you can go to clubs. Fuck it. I don't know. I'm not I'm not in my 20s yet, so I don't know what that life would be. But you got this, diva. You got this, diva. Okay. You may be thinking, oh, everyone online, everyone online. You're known online for what you look like. Oh, you probably have so many. Oh my god, I used to get comments all the time. Every boy at school probably has a crush on her. No. You realize, I never get asked out. That's so stupid, Gwen. But, like, ever, I don't think. Yeah, very few times have I ever. But I think it's honestly who you hang around, who you know. Shit like that. You're not ugly if you don't get asked out. Unless you think I'm ugly. Yep. I don't know. They're scared of my awesomeness? Maybe. Intimidated? No. I don't know. You have too much aura? Thank you. Don't lose hope. There are people... Charlie Kirk had a wife. Unless you think you're uglier than Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, that's the first ugly person that came to mind. I only realize someone's ugly when they're ugly inside out, okay? I don't realize until after. Thank you for the sub. I don't know if that's very good advice. I'm the one who sent the vague one earlier. There's pictures. I'm so glad I saw your second one. That's great. That's so lucky, I feel like. I'm the one who sent the vague one earlier. There's pictures of me with a pacifier in the background, my comfort item. But since I'm 14, I'm bullied for it. And I need help on how to deal with the bullies. I don't know. $14. Are you a freshman? I would say... Man. I don't know. The people who are going to make fun of you are people who you wouldn't want in your life anyways. You know what I mean? Also, you are 14. You are so young. You're gonna be okay. I promise you. You could also say, like, you said it's in the background. I don't know if you have siblings. I don't know if you babysit, whatever. You could say it's AI. I don't know. But I would say whatever you're gonna say about it, whether you explain that it's a comfort item and to shut up, or whatever it is, say it once, let it be known, and let people forget. Because the more you try to defend yourself, the more people... I could say, guys, Why are people accusing me of killing someone? I literally have never killed someone. And now everyone's gonna be like, wait, I didn't know that. People think she killed someone? Let me go look into that. And now they have this idea of you. You know what I mean? Like, if I was like, guys, I'm not a mass murderer. Why is everyone saying that? Then everyone's like, wait, why is everyone saying that? Now I'm curious. So just, like, let it be. People are going to be mean, and they can go eat a dick. Do you think people can change? Yes, I do. I genuinely do. But that doesn't mean you have to be there for it. So, like, people can change. It depends, but they can. It's rare, but they can. But does that mean you should get with your cheating ex? No, never. Cost-benefit analysis. No. But, the harm of you trusting them again is even worse than you finding someone who's never done that to you. Like, you already... What I say when I was getting hurt by someone was I was mistaking bullet wounds for Cupid arrows. But I learned to accept Cupid arrows, but I was still bleeding. You know what I mean? And so, like, no one is... I promise you, no one who's gonna hurt you on purpose or cheat on you or whatever is so incredibly rare that you have to get with them. Like, if you're gonna sit down and you're gonna talk to your kid and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he cheated on me, but I got back with him. Like, that's not the love story you want to have. You're young. You're beautiful. You can find new people. They're not that special. Go find someone who has never done that to you. And will never. Not someone who did and... you know what I mean? My ex, who was awful, even if he would be the best if I got back with him, guaranteed, 1,000,000% sure, I still wouldn't. Because I still have that trauma. And I still have that association. And that's just not good for your brain. And that's not good for your relationship. So people change. But that doesn't mean you have to be there for it. How do I tell my girlfriend I SH without making her feel like I'm trying to burden her with my problems? I want to be truthful since she's like the only person I really tell deep things to, but I don't know. Know why you want to tell her first. I think you should be an open book, but if you're worried, like, Kaylin knows everything about me, always, no matter what, but if you are worried about burdening her with it at all, have a goal. Like, hey, can you hold me accountable? Hey, can you check in on me? Hey, I need you to do this, or I just need you to listen. Like, that's something me and Kaylin do. Whenever we vent to each other, we say, do you want advice? Solutions? Or do you want solutions or just an ear to listen? Or validation or whatever. Like, be specific about what you want so that she feels like an active participant in this and you're not burdening her. You know what I mean? So if you're like, hey, I want to tell you this because I want to be open with you and I want you to know where I'm at and be able to check in on me. Or like, I just need to be truthful. Let her know. I mean, the sad reality of it, and this sounds harsh, but like, if you are hurting yourself, that is going to hurt the people around you. Just inherently. Like, no matter how Kaylin frames it, if she was hurting herself, that would make me stressed. And that would not be good. I would rather know than not. 1,000,000% of the time. So don't hide things. 1,000% of the time, I would rather know than not. But it's unfortunate. Like, there's no way she could be like, yeah, I'm doing this to myself, and I wouldn't be like, oh my god. You know what I mean? But if you want to help her cope with the fact that you're doing that, tell her what you need from her and how to help you. And come to her, hey, I'm doing this thing. Can you support me in this way? You know what I mean? I hate my scars and I want to make more. Oh my gosh. I probably should have read that before I said it. To get rid of them all. That's not going to work. You can't heal something by making new ones. Like, if you had a shirt and you cut it in half and you stitch it back together, you're going to see the stitches. Cutting it again isn't going to make the stitches go away. It's just going to make more. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess thinking of solutions, thinking ahead, tattoos exist. Scar healing creams and treatments exist. I mean, there are ones for acne scars, there are ones for real scars. You could talk to a dermatologist about it. You can talk to a doctor. You can talk to whoever. You just can't cover an issue by making it worse. You know what I mean? Like, the best way to stop scars is to stop causing them. And to sleep and eat and take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. But things heal. Things go. And life goes on. You know what I mean? But no, like, please don't try to cover your scars with more. Do I have to tell my friends and family that I'm non-binary, especially potential partners? As far as I know, gender and stuff like that is social, and so if you are not, if it's like the closest people to you and you still don't want them to call you by your correct pronouns, then I'm confused about what being non-binary means to you as someone who's not. So I could be totally wrong. I'm just personally confused. You don't have to tell anyone anything. But, like, I would assume, and that's my own assumption, that you would want to unless they would not accept you. Can you guys please keep the chat related? Like, I think we're getting a little off topic, and I want to keep it on topic, please. Especially my regulars, Olivia and Izzy. My regulars are supposed to be a representation of what you're supposed to be doing. I kid. Do I have to have a relationship with my partners? I don't know. I am confused by that question, though. I'm curious what being non-binary means to you. If you're sending nonsense, and jokes into this right now, I will block you on here. If things don't feel the same and you're both 15, move on. You are 15. You are long distance. You already damaged the relationship. You can start over. You have the time, you have the everything. You should not stay with someone who you met when you were tiny, when you were so young, if they aren't perfect. You shouldn't stay with someone long distance if they aren't perfect. Not like, no one's perfect, obviously, but like, they better be damn close to make that shit work. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work at all. You know what I mean? Work through issues, obviously, but if it's like a thing, you can learn and move on. You don't have to keep pounding this dead horse. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just like I think people get into relationships without going on dates, and without considering everything, and they also are too scared to leave relationships when they really need to, especially at our age. I'm the scars person. I meant in terms of ending my life to not deal with it. That would not work. That would not make things better. I'm curious how the scars affect your life. Like, if you're scared that it'll hurt other people around you to see your scars, your death is going to make things so much worse. If you're embarrassed, people will know when you pass. Like, it's not going to be an escape. It's going to be laying everything out on the table. In a way. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sorry, I was reading one of the chats. I'm a guy, trans one, in this live. Does that make me less of a man? I don't know, since this is mostly girls in here. I'm curious how old you are. Nothing can make you less of a man besides not being one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm curious what being a man means for you. You know what I mean? 'Cause we can't shake your identity. There are plenty of cis men here. There are plenty of trans men here. There are non-binary people. There are cis women. There are trans women. There are whatever. You know what I mean? You're accepted here. It doesn't make you girly to be here. And it doesn't make you a girl being here either. You know? Anyways, back to the other comment. I'm just curious it's not going to be an escape. Like, I don't know how to put that enough, because it is so hard to deter someone from something like that, because it really is internal. But what helps me is, I am an atheist, and so I think that everything is just chemicals and atoms coming together, and for a long time I was like, life is meaningless. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna die anyways. Life is meaningless. and I was so depressed about it. And I still am. Like, don't get me wrong. But if nothing matters, then technically you can choose to be happy. And that doesn't mean that it's easy, and that doesn't mean it really works that way. But technically you can. Because if nothing matters, focus on the shit that matters to you. Focus on the shit that makes you happy and that brings you joy. You know? And it feels depressing, but if you look at it from a different perspective, there's so much freedom. Like, nothing matters, so I'm gonna make what matters to me matter. I get to choose what matters to me. You know? I have a mic. Is it bad today? I don't know. That's just what I say. I mean, that's how I feel. But that's what I say. I don't know if it helps. And it's not easy. You literally have chemicals in your brain that are, like, screwing around. Like, look into psychology, and you can see how systematic things really are. Just, like, when it comes to sadness and happiness and everything. And there are ways to make things change. Also, this is really screwed up. But what I also always say is don't take yourself out of the oven until you're fully baked. That sounds like I mean get high. I mean, your brain, I assume you're under 25. You're under 30. Reassess when your brain is fully developed. Because, of course you're depressed. Your brain is missing pieces. You know what I mean? Don't give up until you're... Because you don't even know where you're going to be at mentally by then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. These are things that help me. Maybe they don't help you. But you're not even fully developed yet. Like, you aren't interpreting the world correctly to the full extent of what you could. So don't make a decision about what life is when you haven't even lived it. You know? I'm 24, I still haven't gotten into a relationship, not even a coffee stage, sometimes due to them saying I'm already with someone. Well, if they're already with someone, they're already with someone. You know what I mean? You got this. Am I still going to WonderCon? Sunday! Oh gosh. I'm 90% sure I'm going on Sunday, but I haven't gotten the passes yet because I need to talk to Claire. Sunday. I'm gonna decide tonight. Sunday. Anyways, let me know if that helps. I don't know. That's what I say. But I don't know if I said it in the best way today or if it's particularly meaningful to you. That's just how I think about it from my perspective. Yeah. Any advice on how to keep going when it's hard to cope? Talk to people, talk it out, call hotlines, write about it, draw about it, poet about it, take photos of nature. I say, this is what I've been saying since I was like 14 or 15. Because it's been a long journey, but I started Um, Waking up at 6 in the morning to see the sunrise, or watching the dust dance through the sunlight as it came through my window, or watching dogs in the park, or things like that. Try to realize how beautiful the world is. And your brain, if you have depression, is wired not to. But take it slow and notice the small, beautiful things. And that's a start. You know? I don't know. I hope... I don't know. Do I have trust issues? Sometimes. I think everyone does. Hey Quinn, I need some little advice. So me and my girlfriend have been together for half a year now. About 2 months ago, I started smoking, and I want to tell her that I do it on a daily basis, but I'm scared what she will say because she worries about me a lot. And I really do want to stop, but I can't. Do you maybe? I assume that there was more to that. I assume they mean do you maybe have advice. But I'm not sure. I've never struggled with addiction at all. And so chat can probably reply better than I can. Tell her. 2 months out of 6 is a long time to keep something a secret. You're gonna have to tell her eventually. And the longer you wait, the more it'll hurt her. So tell her. And see where you get from there. Therapy, groups, I don't know. I'm sure someone in the chat can help you better than I can when it comes to, like, addiction and stuff, because that is just not something I know a lot about. And I wish you the best. I believe in you, and it's possible, and you got this. But you will. You'll be okay. I'm really excited to have my first job. I'm 15, and to earn my own money. But my parents said that when and if I get a job, they will help you with your money. Last time they took all of my little sister's money and used it for themselves and put it in their bank because of a tiny thing. You're 15. I don't know if Coogan account... There are certain bank accounts. First of all, you can make it so that no one can touch it till you're 18. You can also... It's illegal to take your kids' money if they earned it. Like... So, that's just like a crime, I'm pretty sure. Thank you, Layla. I'm like 99% sure that's a crime. What? I want to see what you're replying to, Izzy, so that I can read it. I vape and used to smoke weed a lot, and I've started to stop slowly and had to tell everyone around me for help, and to be honest, it's the hardest thing to get out, but I promise telling them will help you want to quit more. Sorry, I don't know what to say. Thank you for sharing. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to steal your money. I'm pretty sure there are ways you can look around it. I'd say Google it. Because I don't know the legal ins and outs or the banking or whatever. Talk to a accountant. Talk to whatever. Next time, I don't know if you've opened your bank account before. You've probably been to the bank before, I assume. And so I would say try to talk to someone there while you're there. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you're I was a child actress, and it all got put in something called a Coogan account that my mom couldn't really touch and I couldn't really touch until I was 18. I mean, I can't touch it. I don't know what my mom I don't think she can take it though. I'm 14 and I live with my mom. I have OCD and feel like a burden. I don't know if I can go for... Oh, no. I want to cut contact when I'm 18 because she's manipulative, and I've written down a lot of her methods of it and what she says or does to help me decide whether or not to leave. That is so many different things. I don't know what you're asking. I'm really confused. Don't give up. Can you help me get back with my girlfriend? I'm a boy, by the way. I thought she was cheating. Please help. No. I can't help, first of all. But also, if you didn't trust her, there's a reason you didn't trust her, whether you're not ready to be in a relationship or she wasn't. And so move on, you know? And that sounds really harsh, but you're going to be okay. There's a reason you didn't trust her. And so you need to work on yourself, or she needs to work on herself, and move on. But don't get back with an ex. It'll never go well. Like, I've never heard a success story with that, besides my parents. But it wasn't really... They were broken up for, like, a day. I don't even know. They were, they were together for the longest time, and then my dad broke up with her because he had a son, and my mom was so party fun girl is what he calls her, or called that version of her, of like, she was fun, but she never really got down deep, you know, and he needed her to be a mom, and to be there for his son, and so he broke up with her, and she showed up at his door with a long list, a persuasive fucking essay. But that's very different from, I thought you were cheating on me. You know what I mean? That's the one success story I've heard. Thank you for the happy cake. I'm lesbian. I'm at a school where no one will accept me. I feel every day like I'm sinning. My only friends who accept me change schools, and I never see them. Every day I hear classmates, teachers, and my family express how they don't like gay people, and it's making me hate myself. Any advice? I can get into religious history. Not in a I'm gonna disprove God way, but first of all, the part that's very often quoted about you should not lie with a man like you do, or lie, yeah, I don't even remember. But, that was a part of the Bible that was said in the Bible itself not to be followed. Like, read the Bible, please. Like, if you are religious, please read the Bible. There are so many people who are religious and haven't even read the book. Like, if you are a Christian, please read it. Don't let a preacher tell you what it says. You know what I mean? Regardless, it was also translated a billion million times, and my own personal argument for why homophobia or it being a sin doesn't make sense. Conversion therapy doesn't work. and every other sin is supposed to be a choice. You chose to be wrathful, you chose to lust, you chose all these things. But if you're gay, conversion therapy doesn't work. And abstinence doesn't work. It is science, it is proven. You know? I'm reading someone's chat where they just are wrong. The Bible didn't say that. I don't think they used that word ever. Greetings. Anyways, what was I saying? What kind of loving God would burn you forever or punish you for something you genuinely could not change? Like, being gay is proven to not be a choice. It has been proven that it is not a choice. It does not make sense. Yeah, he would just make you that way and then be like, yep, bye-bye, sin forever. Like, that doesn't make sense. I have my own personal gripes with religion. But I'm not going to get into that because whatever. But there is no difference. As someone who's dated both, there's no difference between loving a man or a woman. Me and Kaylin are so happy together. We make each other so happy. It is so pure. In what world would that be a sin? In what world would that be deserving of torture? You know what I mean? So love can't be a sin. You know what I mean? I am not gonna get into the other religious, like, I have a lot of, I've debated a lot about religion. We can get into that another time. But assuming he is real, assuming the Bible is true, it doesn't make sense that homosexuality would be a sin. And I'm sorry that people are treating you that way. I'm sorry people are bullying you. Hello. Hating other people is more of a freaking problem. Like, I don't see a world in which God would be like, loving someone? No. No. Making fun of someone for loving someone? Virtuous. That's so virtue. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I should do a stream where I talk about religion. I have before. I posted it on YouTube, I think. I didn't get into all my gripes with it, but I think I got into a few. Let me see. I think it said, I respect your religion, but hear what confuses me. It's 3 months ago. But, yeah. I don't know if you're being for real. I wanted to be more into the Last of Us fandom, but I have this struggle in my head that people automatically dislike me because of my name, David. I am so sorry, King. I don't think so. And I'm so sorry. Maybe when you're getting into the fandom, go buy a username. I don't know. Like, my username is Dina Wannabe. Um, but if you're that worried, there are ways around it. I don't think it'll happen. But, no, I don't think that's what would come to my mind if you were like, hi, I'm David. You know what I mean? I had a pregnancy scare, but not like no other. I was with some random at this party like 2 months ago, and she cut off communications since I didn't want the baby, but now I don't know if she's pregnant or not, and I'll be notified if she delivers the baby. This is I've never heard a man talk about having a pregnancy scare. This is interesting. I assume you're a man, because I don't think lesbians can lesbians can't get each other pregnant yet, but man, I'm so sorry. I don't know what it's like to be a man or a dad like that, because in my head, I don't know if it's like some random you don't care about. Like, I don't know if it matters that, I guess, but like if you have to I don't know. Sorry, I was reading. It legally matters? I guess. Like child support, things like that. I'm sorry. Since you didn't want the baby. Wait. So you got down and dirty 2 months ago. She said, dude, I'm pregnant. And you were like, I don't want a baby. And she was like, I'm ghosting you. And so you don't know until... Wow. Use protection, guys. I don't know. I can't really help. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. That's awful. I'm sorry. Please be safe. Like, don't get down and dirty at parties with people you don't know very well. I'm not blaming you. But I hope this never happens again. I'm sorry. I feel awful. I don't know. I'm not trying not to laugh. At all. I'm serious. I'm not trying not to laugh. That's awful. I just don't, like, I'm uncomfortable, so I smile. You know what I mean? Because, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to that. Because I can't do anything. I can just be like, oh, God. I'm sorry. Are you talking to me about being respectful with my advice? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful if you mean me. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't tell. Nuri! Nuri, no. I'm almost 13, but I heard my mom say she wants to be absent, and it's made me very sad. I don't know what to do. As I said before, with other people talking about their moms, she is a bad mom and missing some chemicals if she wants to be absent. Because that is not normal. You're not a bad kid, and that's why she wants to leave. Thank you for the sub. But just like absent parents have very little to do with whether they have a good or a bad kid. Besides the fact that an absent parent will probably create a bad kid. I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just saying if you have a shitty parent, the parenting you receive will be shitty, and thus you will likely be behind unless you can supplement, I don't know, with other things. You know what I mean? Regardless, don't blame yourself. She has her own stuff she's dealing with and her own past and experiences, and something is going on with her. It's not you. You know? Guys, I'm confused sometimes. Oh God, I'm sorry. I said sorry like a freaking Canadian. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I don't want to critique your venting. Like, I'm sorry. But sometimes I get confused when you word things in a, like, for example, I feel terrible. I feel like a teacher who's like showing one of the classmates, one of the students. Oh God, thank you so much. Oh God, I feel terrible. Thank you so much. Olivier. I don't know. What is your name? I've known someone who spelled it that way, and they were like, it's not Oliver. It's not Oliver. It's Olivier. And I was like, oh, okay. You said bang? How do you pronounce your name? I'm curious now. What was I? Oh! This person said, 14-year-old OCD haver here. My question was, any advice on how to live with mentally taxing parents, and should I cut contact? I'm confused because I assume that the OCD part would be related, but it's not really related, so I'm confused. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I was just thinking, like, if I'd rather you say something than nothing. 1,000,000%. But if you can, try to be a little more precise about, oh God, I'm sorry. Of like just saying like, I don't know. Anyways, how to live with mentally taxing parents. Should you cut contact? If you're 14, you can't really cut contact. But play it by ear. Get a therapist, talk to a counselor, talk to a professional. You're the David guy who typed that message before. Oliver is my surname. Oh. That's funny. But you're 14. Take your time. Stay critical, but trust the process. Not like the system. Don't trust the system, but like you are going to be okay. And don't make huge decisions yet. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be anything. You know what I mean? Dude, David Belt, freshman, sophomore year. #1 op. For no reason but my own. This is I want to keep things a little lighthearted for a sec. So I will go on an anecdote. David Belt. I will not play the audio because this guy, he recorded me and our friends presentation, moans halfway through in the video, and so I kept it and I sent it to him constantly. I don't know why he did that. Also, one time, he was okay, this is wildly inappropriate. I'm not going to do this. He was just a strange human being. Number one op, very good friend of mine at the time. Just because I don't know him anymore. Is it okay to be 22 and never had a girlfriend or kiss? I'm chill with everyone and everyone is chill with me, but nothing. Yeah, it's okay. Everyone's at different paces. I knew people in 6th grade who were like, yeah, I made out with him behind the Target. And they were probably lying. But you were clearly not alone. There were other people in the chat who were like, I'm 24 and I've never had a girlfriend. I'm 20 million years. I don't know. Thank you for the subs, Oliver. Or David. Thank you for the subs, David. Izzy. This is a mental health stream. Let me focus. Just wondering why, like, always whenever a parent says something like that, they're always wrong. Not saying they're right, but you never know, like, what stress they have, and the heat of the moment can cause people to say things they don't mean. I'm confused. I think you mean... I am going to reply as if you're asking why I think they're always wrong whenever they say something. Whenever they yell at their kid. I take a very empathetic approach. Like, I know that when my mom's mean, it's because of her trauma, her extensive trauma, and the shit she's gone through, and I can logic it out. The difference between saying something in the spur of the moment, and being abusive is, one is a symptom of being human and being flawed, and the other is something wrong with you. Like, you can say something and you still should love your kid. You should still never hit your kid or intentionally try to hurt your kid. You know what I mean? And so obviously it's not like your mom told you to do the dishes. It means she's fucked up in the brain and you have nothing to learn from it. If people are criticizing you, there a lot of the time might be truth to it. In general, when people say things to you, try to filter out what is something you can change and what is something that is just mean. Like, if someone's like, you're ugly, that's not something you can change. That's not something to appreciate. But if someone says to me, you seemed really mean at first, I could be like, well, that is their interpretation of me. That doesn't mean I'm doing much wrong, but I'm curious why they think that, and I'm curious what I could do differently to be perceived differently. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So there's a balance, you know? People call me ugly? Yeah. I appreciate the sweet messages, you guys. I started to get turned off by the thought of someone liking me back, even though I have liked them for months, and this is recently happening and never occurred before. That's pretty normal as far as I know. I am very much a reciprocal person, where, like, I don't tend to think of someone that way if I don't think they like me first. But there are people who are the opposite, where they like someone, but the thought of that chase being over or of them liking them back makes things worse. Like, I've known people who, like, I mean, there was a time in my life where I resented anyone who liked me because I was like, why would you like me? I hate me. Like, you're stupid if you like me. That kind of thing. And it could be insecurity. It could be pushing people away. It could be all sorts of things. With anything you're struggling with, like, this is the masterclass of mental health. Not actually. But I try to think about, where does this stem from? With anything. Where does this behavior stem from? Where can I connect it to with my experiences, with my opinion of myself, with my anything? And you will get further. Yes, Claire?
Okay. So, I put in my address wrong when I ordered Resident Evil 4. Today has already been a hard day, so I'm throwing in the towel and I'm just buying it on the PS4.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that in like 15 minutes if you want to join me. Because I also don't really know how to do it, so.
Maybe I will. I was doing like a little mental health advice stream.
Okay.
But I might. Do you want to get boba tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, also, we need to discuss, do you want to go to WonderCon? I'm sorry, guys. I'll be like, 1 sec. Do you want to go to WonderCon on Sunday? I would like to.
I still don't know.
You have to choose.
There's so much happening right now.
I know. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get passes. Do you need a hug?
Sure.
I'll give you a hug.
Because I booked a commercial. Which is a national, which would probably pay my school. It would pay for my school for an entire year. Right. It would be a lot of money. But the potential, it said from the 14th to the 24th, you're going to be somewhere in there. Who knows? From the 20th to the 24th is like, that's already going to be during Tech Week. Like, genuinely during Tech Week, like the 20th to 24th. That's my Tech Week, and then my 23rd and 24th is my actual show.
Oh, wow.
So if I get it on there, I'm fucked.
Could you tell them, like,
You can't talk to Mr. C.
what did Mr. C say?
He said, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
That's not very helpful.
Because I also had to tell him about my wisdom teeth, and he went, yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. Because I don't know if he'll be able to dance. I think it's fair. It's fair. No, because,
Yeah.
you know. Back cracking.
As long as you're showing up and, like, you could maybe, like, like, you know, when you don't go full out, but you still do it. You know what I mean? Because you're a very capable dancer, and you're a very capable everything, and so I don't think, I am sure you'll be okay.
I'm so freaking stressed. If it's on one of those days, I'm fucked.
If it's on one of those days, I'll go in your place, and I'll get fake bangs.
Well, want to know what it was?
What?
It was originally your audition.
It was originally my audition.
Yeah. And I went and I freaking booked it. It's a national.
It's a national commercial, and it was my fucking audition.
And I booked it, bitch. Yeah, maybe you should do
What
that
even
next
was
time.
it? I mean, here, I'll mute. I bought this chick like 10 million Christmas gifts ever since I started making money. Like,
Quinn,
from all
who
this,
has
because
to
she
pay
guilted
more?
me.
Who has to pay more for school? Me. You don't have to pay housing.
As if that's my problem. Go away, lady.
I'm just saying.
Claire made more money than me last year, but all year she was like, Quinn, you make more money than me. Can I have boba? Can I have this? Can you pay for that? Can you pay for this? What? In that video? No! Oh my god. Sorry, guys. On to a much darker topic. I'm so ashamed to have autism as a girl. Would you... This is fucked up. Would you make fun of Kaylin? No. Should you make fun of yourself? No. That's not perfect advice. I'm just saying it in a way that I think will make you giggle and think about it. Because you wouldn't. You know? I hope not. Sorry, Kaylin. Imagine they said yay. Yes. There's nothing to be ashamed of. At all. Like, at all. Especially saying as a girl. I get what you mean because neurodivergence in women is so understudied and underrepresented and under everything. But I got bullied for a long time for being autistic and being R-worded. Not R-worded in like assaulted. I mean like you know what I mean? So unless you think they were valid, don't hate yourself. I don't know. There's obviously much more philosophically interesting and meaningful things I could say, but honestly, that's the most accessible way I can put it, I think. You know? Like, you wouldn't make fun of us, so don't make fun of yourself. It's just something we relate on. OCD have her again. It's because she makes fun of my OCD, and it's okay, Canadian Quinn. Making fun of your OCD is so actually cringe and rude and unnecessary. But I am proud of you that you know that it is OCD and not just you're weird and deserve to be made fun of. You know? I'm sorry she's doing that. I remember the saying when we were talking about how I had no friends who treated me well. You close a door to open a window. Okay. Whoop whoop. Oh, this is interesting. How to make friends. I feel like nobody likes men. I'm 14, by the way. Firstly, you're 14. I know you feel old right now, as all 14-year-olds do, but you are so tiny. That's not helpful. I'm just letting you know. But nobody likes men. I'm sure half your class who are men. Yeah, you're not a man. First of all, you're a boy, but all the other boys in your class, I'm sure, want to be friends with other boys. I'd be shocked if they all wanted to be friends with girls. That doesn't happen much. But also, nobody likes men. What? Thank you for the sub. I feel embarrassed thanking you in the middle of my talking, but I think you need to do a little more research and get off of the manosphere. That's dangerous. I can't say whether or not you're in the manosphere, but I only hear that from people who listen to people like Andrew Tate and fall down those rabbit holes. Stop watching Jordan Peterson. Stop watching Andrew Tate. Pick up a book. Research history. You know what I mean? Everyone gets bullied. There is no identity out there that hasn't been hated on before. People make fun of blondes, brunettes, people with black hair, people with whatever. Like, everyone gets made fun of. It's to what extent? You know? Like, sure, you could say that the world sees a girl sees a man on the street and immediately gets a little scared. But statistically, who commits 90-something% of violent crimes? Men. Is any bigotry valid? No. But men are not a minority. You can be sexist against anyone. You could be bigoted against anyone. Whatever. But oppression is different. Men aren't oppressed. You could say some people don't like men. Some people don't like brunettes. Some people don't like people with blue eyes. Some people don't... Like, I don't know. But don't fall into the incorrect notion that you are marginalized for being a man, because that is so dangerous and so far from the truth. And I know it's hard. Like, I'm sure that you are sitting there like, I'm not like all of them. But it's also a spectrum. Like, when people say all men are bad, they're not saying all men are R-worders. You know what I mean? They're talking about, there's a line between a really good guy and the worst guy. So, someone who assaults a woman, here. Someone who is friends with someone they know assaulted someone. Someone who doesn't stand up for, you know what I mean? Like, it keeps going. Most men fall in this area. And this area is not good. So when you feel like no one likes men, first of all, these aren't men. Being a man is here. Regardless, it's because most men fall in this spectrum. We're not saying you're here, but you are probably here. You know what I mean? And I say this as someone who was victimized. Everyone knew what happened to me and would say, yeah, he sucks for that. Still hung out with him every day. It's not my problem. You know? Like, full-on violent assaulter. Having intimacy with someone who's drunk. Knowing their friend is doing that. Not doing anything about it. You know what I mean? It's a variety. Someone said it better than me before. I know it. But when you say no one likes men, you are misunderstanding. It's like the man versus the man or bear thing. You know what I mean? Where men were like, oh, a bear will tear you apart. I'm not going to hurt you. We're not worried that you will. But most women would rather die than have the chance of being assaulted and murdered. You know? Yeah, Kaylin. I'm not worried that you're gonna hurt me. But the argument isn't what would you rather be trapped in the woods with me or a bear. It's any man ever and a bear. And the odds, based on my experience, don't take it. I feel like men. See, I'm generalizing. That's not good. I feel like most men in this debate take it way too personally, where they're like, I wouldn't, or why do you think I would? But it's not. My experiences tell me that since I turned double digits, and even before that, I get catcalled when I go outside in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I get followed and grabbed. I've had maybe a few men in my life who haven't hurt me. Like close family and a couple people in the stream, like Nuri, Yella, Steven, etc. You know? Most of the other times they've done like horrible, horrible, horrible things to me. And so like, bad neighborhood, I guess. Sure. Where I live, guys are really nice. Good for you, honey. Are you a man? 'Cause of course they are to you. And you're around people who are sociable, I assume. When I'm going out on the street, it could be someone's divorced old dad who is catcalling me. If I'm put in the woods with a random guy, the chance of it being someone's divorced dad is probably pretty high than your good old nice friend. You know what I mean? You don't know anyone in your country who was catcalled or anything? I've been victimized by people in other countries. I've had to go to the police about people from other countries. Please don't say things you don't know anything about. Why are you so offended? If you say it is specific to my neighborhood, you are firstly invalidating my experience, the experience of so many people, and placing blame in the wrong place. I have been so many places. I've been to other countries. I've been to half the states. I've walked across LA. And it doesn't matter. Like, I've changed schools so many times, but still, anytime I'm friends with a guy, he hugs me and tries to kiss me and won't let me go. They send me photos that I didn't ask for after not talking to them ever. Like, I don't understand what would compel you to say it's your neighborhood and not, maybe it's just a general issue. Like, I try so hard not to blame myself already. Okay, one of my classmates messaged me one time and was like, hey, can you call, I'd never talked to this guy, by the way, can you call, you seem like you'd give good advice. And so we called, and I listened to his issues, and I wasn't romantic at all. And I took my medication and was about to fall asleep. I was so tired, and we were still on the phone, and he was still talking. And I remember he was like, "Quinn, are you still there?" And I couldn't even really reply. I was so tired, and like I was on a really high dose of sleeping meds. And I was like, because I couldn't even form full sentences. I was so tired. And he said, "Oh, now that you're all drugged up on your meds or whatever, can I see your tits?" And the harassment continued until the school had to get involved. And everyone knew. In the school. And they didn't care. So don't tell me it's just my neighborhood. Okay? Like, don't tell me that it's just where I live. Thanks for the sub. Thank you. But it's just so inappropriate to tell someone, "Oh, it must be your neighborhood." Just because you don't experience it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. You know? Yes, exactly, Kaylin. Men know that you have the chance to grow up and hold other men accountable. I'm saying people didn't... I don't know. I'm not upset at... I'm not like... You don't need to defend yourself. It's not like I'm gonna remember your username and be like, "Oh, this person, I hate them." Like, I don't... But if you talk to women in your life, like... When my old classmates from elementary school found out I was gay, they sent me explicit videos and told me, "This is what you're supposed to like." F-slur. It was a class of like 50, and it was like half boys. Almost all of them were part of that group chat that they added me to do that. Like, not all of them sent it, but so many were there. You know? Most were there. So, like, I don't... Sorry, this was triggered by someone saying no one likes men. It's not that no one likes men, it's that women have awful experiences with men and no one cares. Because no one likes women. When I say all men are bad, I don't mean all men assault people. I mean, most are complicit. You know? Moving on. People say I'm being mean every time I say something. I don't know if they're messing with me or not because everyone just starts saying it at the same time. I also don't think I'm being mean because even if I say good morning, they say I'm being mean. That sounds planned. I would talk to a therapist or a counselor or an adult and see their opinion. Because I don't know your tone or anything like that. No, don't feel bad for being a guy. That is not my point. My best friend in the world is a guy. Like, trust me. Don't feel bad for being a guy. It's just like, trust no one, Quinn. Yeah. Thank you guys for the sweet messages. Oh, God. Wait. Oh, wait. In the 6th grade, I was dating this girl who would punch me, and I would come home with marks. I'm older now, and she's moved schools, but she makes up lies about me, and I mean, like, terrible lies. How do I get her to stop? I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, that's defamation, so that's the hard shit about teenagers, is the solution is technically to snitch and to get people involved. But it's hard. But you're gonna be okay, I promise. I know, I love this community, Layla. Yes, Kaylin. Hold your friends accountable. Stop asking if Taxi is Bible. He's not. If I eat some food, my stomach hurts, and my parents don't believe me and think I'm just complaining. We probably have an allergy or something. Next time you go to the doctor, tell your doctor. Okay. I think it's getting close to dinner time, and me and Kaylin have date nights on Thursdays. And so I think I am probably going to go spend time with her. But I love you guys, and I will be back soon. Probably not right now. You don't wish you were a girl. Trust me. If you don't like being part of the perpetrator group, you wouldn't want to be the victim. But, regardless. Olivia. Send gay bits to apologize. Bye, everybody. I'm waiting for Olivia's gay bits. You don't like guy friendships? Then find cool people. Bye, you guys. What do you mean you pick neither? I'm gonna start a new job. Oh, God. You mean just non-binary? Bye, you guys. Bye.